Hi, this is Guy from the Vecino's Coffee Guy, and today we are back from Silverthorne, which is an altitude of about 8,600 or 9,000 feet above sea level. And I am greatly challenged by being there because as I tried to do my pour over, I was very challenged because water boils at a different temperature. And there's ways that you can Google and find out. I think it was water boils at 194, 195. Now the Specialty Coffee Association, which used to be the Specialty Coffee Association of America, is now Specialty Coffee Association and joined with Europe. So if you are somewhere in the Alps, this will relate to you. If you are in the mountains in Arizona, or I'm thinking of Bisbee, I wonder what it's like there. If you are in Colorado, maybe you're a mile high, that's going to be way different than in Denver and Boulder than it is in Breckenridge or Silverthorne or Dillon, or I think I went to a couple of coffee shops, and I'm trying to think of the name of the little town there that roasts coffee. Now I know that there's going to be more challenges roasting coffee at a higher altitude too. We were in Frisco, that's what I was trying to think of. And I am concerned because with this machine here, this is an E61 group head. It's an exposed group head, which looks really nice, but it's thermal siphoned, which means that the water comes in and goes back to the boiler. And pretty soon, the heat exchanger inside the big boiler, which is this way, comes in cold, comes out hot, and then it thermal siphons through that tube that goes through the boiler of the heat exchanger. And pretty soon, this water becomes the same temperature as the temperature of the boiler. Well, this is a hot machine. So if you have a heat exchanger machine at a lower altitude like we are here in Florida, this is going to become boiling, and water boils at what, 213, 212, somewhere in there. This is going to become, your brewing water is going to be too hot and it's going to over-extract. It's going to get the goodness out, and more than the goodness, it's going to extract some of the bitterness out. So what you do with this type of machine is you open it up and you'll hear the water coming out hissing, and that means it's too hot. And I know some people that will put a digital thermometer right here so they can read the temperature of the group head. And you surf down and you inject enough cold water in and pull the hot out until you surf down until it stops hissing. And then you're at you want it between 195 and 205. And as soon as it stops hissing, now you're going to get a better shot than you were if it's boiling. Now, this machine here is a thermal siphon, but it has a probe that reads the temperature of the group head, and then it has an automatic thing that opens and closes. And it will open and close, and it will hold the temperature of the group head, whatever I set it at here on this panel. And this is a group-atronic technology that's got a patent on it. And there's only 2 machines in the world that have this, and they're both built in the same factory by the same mother company. And so this is going to give me more temperature control than a dual boiler machine. It's going to be within 0.2 of 1 degree. So my thinking is, if I'm up in a high altitude and water is boiling at say 194, but you want it off boil, and how is that going to affect the water coming out of here? Maybe it's boiling, but boiling is the right temperature. And so I'm thinking, why spend the money on a dual boiler machine if you're in a high altitude? So these are things that I have even contacted people that sell espresso machines in higher altitude areas, and I have not gotten called back. So I would like to know if it boils, and this is boiling, and you're creating steam for your steam wands, and it's at a lower temperature, maybe that's a good thing, and you can get by at a higher altitude with a cheaper machine. This machine here, I think I sell for $44,000, I don't know, $600 give or take, $100, 48 maybe. This machine is $7,000 because it has technology that keeps the stable group head temperature. And so what would be the advantage of having a dual boiler machine in higher altitude? So I would like to hear from you if you have a coffee shop in 9,000 feet. I would like to hear from you about what I'm saying. I want to be corrected. Now, it could be that the enclosed container under pressure is going to treat it different than the altitude temperature. Maybe it's creating something that I don't understand. And so I'm going to throw this open to you, and I would like you to give me some feedback. And now let's go back to Silverthorne, to the Red Buffalo, and I have an interview from a lady owner at the Red Buffalo in Silverthorne, Colorado, and she talks about the temperature of her drip brewer and how she has to work with the roaster to get out the extractant that she's looking for out of that coffee at a lower temperature. And this is what you deal with at high altitude atmosphere, is the boiling point is much lower.
I'm at Red Buffalo, and this is...
I'm Erin.
Erin, and you are the owner.
I am, yes.
And we were just talking, Erin, tell me about your equipment. You have a La Marzocco 3 group?
We do, yeah, it's a La Marzocco Linea 3 group, custom red.
Okay.
Got the Mazda Super Jolly and a Malkonig Twin K30.
Okay.
And then we do pour over, French press, batch brew, espresso drinks. Train all of our baristas in latte art. We trained with the Specialty Coffee Association. And
okay, what the altitude here is
8875.
Does that affect the temperature, the brew temperature? And
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Our maximum temperature of water is 190 degrees, and since coffee is 95%, 97% water, that means it's going to extract differently, and rather than your coffee that boils at, or your water that boils at 212 degrees. And so we work with our roaster on what exactly that's going to mean for the extraction profiles, because we'll taste down at his elevation, which is 5,000 feet, and kind of go with that profile, and he'll lower his temperature while we taste.
Okay, so you're brewing your coffee at what temperature?
190.
190.
Yep. Just can't go hotter. It becomes vapor.
It becomes vapor.
Yep.
This is a challenge in high altitude.
It is a challenge at high altitude. I don't think that everyone is aware of that when they are brewing at high altitude. And then for us, when we go down to lower elevations to participate in latte art challenge or throwdowns, the milk steams differently. So we're always at a little disadvantage from training up here and then going down to a lower elevation.
Now, where you said that you got certified.
Yeah, so we have our...
and you got certified where?
Well, so we worked with the Baristas Guild of America, and this is before the Specialty Coffee Association of America merged with the Specialty Coffee Association of Europe to become SEA. So we have our level 1s and 2s with the old certification levels. So they're still figuring out where to place us all in the new levels.
No, but I'm thinking about the altitude of where you were training.
Yeah, so we trained in Boulder. Well, I got my level 1 in LA before there were any training labs in Colorado.
So milk was steaming different in LA at
and then at Boulder, and then
sea
up here.
level.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that presents some challenge in brewing and milk texture.
It does a little, but you get used to it up here. It's just when you transfer between that it becomes a different story.
Okay. Thank you.
So until we come back, we're going to talk about catering, coffee, and mobile units. We're going to talk about coffee carts, and we're going to talk about coffee shops. And we're going to talk about how and what are the steps to setting out to start a coffee shop. Stay tuned. Subscribe to the station if you like and you find this helpful. Subscribe, and we'll probably be covering some relevant things, and then you can interact with us as well. let us know. Go to our website at vecinoscoffee.com and look at the coffee concepts. There's a profit sharing concept, there's a catering concept, there's church and coffee concepts, there's kiosk concepts and carts, and there's drive-through concepts. And we're going to talk about all the concepts. We helped a company in Texas that was a car wash concept where you could go through, hook up while your car is washing, and you could hook up to their Wi-Fi and see an ad that said, while you're driving your car through, would you like to order a drink? And when you come through, it'll be ready for you. And so that's different than a drive-through. So there are lots of concepts that you and I can process together and talk about. Maybe you're uniquely prepared for one of these concepts that gives you a head start and head and shoulders above many other people who don't understand what you want to do, because it's something in you that's relevant that you want to bring out and present as an opportunity to people to enjoy coffee in a new way. So until then, we hope to see you next week. Thank you.